What's up, guys? Today, as you guys can see by the title, we're going to be checking out the 2023 GMC Canyon AT4X Edition 1. We're here in Detroit, Michigan right now at a hotel right by the airport. That doesn't matter. Let's just get to it.
Good, how are you?
Rob Hunway.
Nice to meet you.
Exterior Design Manager in GMC.
Awesome.
I'm actually going to have you walk
let's
over here to the front.
sure.
Start. It's kind of important because this is like the first, the walk-up presence.
Yeah.
Which I loved your comments, by the way, what you saw. So we crave that in design, right? We're in charge of the emotional connection to the vehicle. So all these wonderful things you're hearing about the engineering enabled a ton of great design that I'm about to talk about here. So first and foremost, right, the first thing you see is this grille. That's GMC. We're proud of that strong kind of plan view, upright grille. It's the one entity of our brand that we have within our whole company of General Motors, and we love it. It differentiates us. It's bold, and we want to stick with that, right? We didn't want to get rid of that. However, though, we start to think like metaphorically in design and get inspired by different things to create graphic, right? Because that's what you see when you come down the road. Yeah. So this car has a really strong, call like the X-Wing kind of graphic happening with the black. However, what we loved about it was we're kind of celebrating a couple characteristics up here that are first for Canyon. One being the LED, full LED headlight and DRL. And then next, this skyed out in the phase shift for maximum approach angle. What's special about this is not just for AT4X, it's for every Canyon. So it goes back to what House was saying about like capability. It all is capable. It just steps up in level. Yeah. So these two entities kind of take these two bits and go right into the grille. So it sort of celebrates what's unique, goes back to the homage of what GMC is, and then you get this great kind of graphic that sets up everything. Yeah. Which is sort of cool. And then getting into the hood, I always talk about, we love the hood view because when you're in the inside of the car, that's the only thing you're really seeing. Yeah. On the exterior. So it's got to be entertaining, right? You're looking at it, but it's got to be functional. So with it having great styling, we concentrated really hard on down vision. That's a big deal in the overland space, off-road space. I would say just daily driving space. We don't want you, in some of these driving situations that you see on the B-roll and things about the truck in action, love it, inspiring, but they can be a little intimidating sometimes. So anything that we can do through design to keep the bold characteristics of the truck, but functionally make you feel more comfortable that you're in control, you know where your truck is. So walking on over to here, I know we've talked about high and wide, but what it celebrates with design is a lot of times, not only our competitors, but us as General Motors, we have different track widths in our trucks. So when we go to a wide stance, it's all done in the plastic fender flare, molding, or WOM we like to call it, which is wheel opening molding. What's nice about this is because this truck is high and wide all the time, we can do that in the metal. So now it's less about the fender flare, and more about the metal. And this is the magic that you see with the paint flop and metal bending. When you stand right where you're at, you get that crazy width that this truck has throughout the whole thing. And it gives it this muscular stance, but it's done in such a premium way because it's not all plastic. It's real metal, strong. And every line on this really points to that. A lot of times when you can't do this, a line would have to stop here. Now we were able to really celebrate it and point it to where we want your eye to go. Which is great. This body side drama, or juice we call it, the section of this body side is stronger than a lot of our trucks that we do because this truck has so much wheel to body, which gives it that lightweight, kind of go anywhere stance. But it's on all of them. It's not, we don't talk about the Denali, and I know I need to more, but it's the same thing. It's celebrated on all of them. Walking around the back again, you see the same type of fender execution that you're seeing in the front. Super exciting, but tastefully done in premium because that's GMC. And getting around to the lamps, our taillight, we have that strong C graphic. That's something we love at GMC, but from 10 feet away, we want you to see that graphic, but in showroom appearance, here comes premium, right? And you see the depths and you see the layers of technology and jewelry. Even though it's a truck, those kind of premium details set it apart from our competitors, and we love that about GMC. We want to keep that premiumness going, but ultra functional. Moving on to the tailgate. I love this tailgate. What we talk about a lot in design, so metaphorically we talk about how we can bend metal and make it unique and cool. And when we think about GMC, we just think of punched out sheet metal, like it's strong. You know,
Yeah.
you took a sheet of sheet metal and poof, it got punched. It gives it that ultimate like rigidity. And when you see a shape that fully connects, it feels strong. You know, it almost feels, I don't want to say military, but it's premium, but it just feels strong. The more you have this, the less likely it is to dent. But what's cool about this, form follows function, it's actually a functional bit too. Because when we open the tailgate, for us, industry first, this is watertight storage.
Oh, wow.
In the tailgate. So you're gonna hear a lot about this, but what we like to say is, you know, with all of our customers, it can be used, it's just storage. But what's wonderful about it, it's watertight. So for the overland space, maybe this is tie downs, whatever they need. For the everyday user, maybe it's something else. For the tailgater, maybe it's ice and drinks. It has a drain hole for water. But the fact is that it is watertight because not everybody has a tonneau cover.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have sticky fingers. So this is locked with the tailgate. When you have a tonneau, this comes down, locked up, tailgate's up. And if you have a tonneau, you're not getting in there. So
if the tailgate's locked, would it also lock that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's
cool.
the that's the design, the exterior design bit.
That's cool. Thank you.
I know Brian. He's a great friend of mine, and he's been the interior design manager in this. So he's going to take you.
Hey, how's it going?
Right.
Nice to meet you.
Well, actually, we'll go to Denali.
All right.
And what you're going to see is we got two completely different personas, right? And what we want to do with the interior design is really try to match.
All right, we're back.
So no worries. So when you get into the interior design, it needs to fulfill the promise of the exterior. You look at this exterior, it is so capable, right? It looks awesome. You heard about the capability. When you get in, you want something as bold and as daring as the outside. And that's what this AT4X is a bold, daring interior with a ceramic white and anodized red interior. And this is the only colorway that's going to come on AT4X. So every AT4X is going to look like this, whether it's Edition 1 or the AT4Xs that are Edition 1, with the ceramic white, with the anodized red, detailing it both on the HVAC knobs, the volume knob, ride mode knob, even these toggle switches here. Which is awesome. And so, and you'll see with those toggle switches, right? When Rob talked about safety and that sense of that you're in charge when you're off-roading, part of that comes down to the fact that your front and rear e-lockers, they're right there, they're physical switches. Yeah. Right, you're not hunting, pecking in a screen, they're right where you need to find them. Everything you need for off-roading falls right where your right hand is while you're driving. So you got your ride modes, this red knob here goes through all the terrain modes that you heard earlier. Okay. So the top plate chooses between, 2 high, 4 low, auto. But you turn the knob, that's where you get to those different drive modes we talked about. But some thoughtful details, like we've got full-size cup holders here that are the largest in the segment. They're cross-car. And what that does is it gives us more space to put the ride mode controller there, but also our customers told us that when we were showing this at our research clinics, between the cross-car cup holders, the dual zone climate controls, they're like, what else are we going to argue about? Right? We're going down the street. Everything's right where we want it. Yeah. The door storage has full 1 liter water bottle capability, and it's straight up and down. That way, when you're off-roading, if you could put that cap on tight, you're not going to be sloshing water all around. And in the mid-pat side of the door is actually umbrella storage. It goes all the way back to the back of the door. So that's every millimeter, right? Just so that you've got everything you need. That's cool. Even something as small as, we got this beautiful screen. It's nice and large. It's one of the last things that goes on in assembly, this piece of jewelry, and great technology. And it's usually mounted and bolted through from the top. And there'll be a trim panel that kind of hides that or closes out those fasteners. We actually sculpted that trim panel. So if you reach up ahead of there, it actually holds sunglasses. Oh, cool. So that is every little detail of this mid-sized truck we thought through to maximize storage, capability, and just absolutely make it, fun to use and beautiful. Standard Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then you got your off-road mode controls here. So you got your G meter, steering angle, transfer case for Baja. Then if you go train, you want pitch and roll. Where your tire pressure is. Yeah. For overlanding, you've got your compass and your altimeter. Oh, nice. So not only do you have the different modes when you're turning the ride mode control dial, but you also got them here on the screen. So you got all the information you need, capable off-roading. The graphics look sick. Aren't those awesome? Yeah. Yeah. Here, USB ports. Yep. And there's actually a 110 outlet available in the back. Oh, nice. And you got HVAC. You got HVAC vents back there too. Well, another cool thing is this has got a friction hinge, right? So it stays put, right? Oh. So it stays put wherever you want it, which is nice and usable. What's also cool about it is it actually enables us to get bigger cup holders back here because you can control where this is at. So you can put larger cup holders back here. Oh. So it's something that was a good win-win for the customer. And you see even between the couple, there's cell phone storage.
Little slot. Yeah, everyone wants that.
Yeah, it's either for your passenger, or a lot of times we carry 2 cell phones.
Yeah.
So you got one charging, you got one sitting.
I just noticed this too.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
AT4X right here.
Yeah, somewhere hidden, right? Usually you'll see them Denali, it's up here on the seat back, but on here it's there. You get AT4X badging on the IP.
The red seat belts.
Red seat belts are optional, so there's only two options on the interior of the AT4X, and that's going to be the sunroof and the red seat belts. So, which is cool because you can sit there and customize it, personalize your interior.
The back looks.
Yeah.
Seats are really nice in the back too.
Yeah.
It's the same texture we have here, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey. Nice to meet you.
Same here, same here.
All right. Let me just share a little bit. So Will's spoken about the journey that we've been on, right? And from a program team perspective, we've been walking this dream for a good couple of years now and speaking to a lot of our customers, all right, about the experience with the current Canyon, what they're looking for, where should we be spending our money, right? Because you can't be everything to everybody.
Yeah.
So let me start at the beginning. Before I get into any detail, so as Will touched upon, I just want to reinforce this. The new GMC Canyon is what we call high and wide across the range from the factory. So what do we mean by that, right? So the first thing is you notice how high the vehicle is sitting.
Yeah.
The AT4X and this particular version, the AT4X Edition 1, has a 3-inch factory lift as standard. Okay? The Denali and the Elevation and the AT4 has a 2-inch lift. Okay? So all Canyons are lifted out the factory, not aftermarket, anything like that.
From the factory, okay.
That's the first part of the story. The second part of the story is the width, right, in terms of the track width. You'll notice, particularly when you see it against the current truck, that we've increased the track width. Again, on all of the Canyons have the same wide track width. And we've done that through either a wider rear axle or a wider front suspension through a new cast iron knuckle. So that's given us the height and the stance. And then the third element is, you may have already noticed this, but we moved the front axle forward 3.1 inches from the current truck.
Okay.
And the reason for doing that is not just proportion and stance, right? Because it obviously adds to that, gives a great look to the truck. But it also plays into the whole off-roading and the approach angle story. So the shorter your front overhang, the better your approach angles. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. So looking at some of the details, so for Edition 1, specific to this model, we have the Safari bar, an off-road bumper with the skid plates, etc. below it, the LED off-road lighting system. So all of that comes standard on the Edition 1. The regular AT4X doesn't get that, but it has the same front approach angles, etc. In terms of from an off-road perspective. Will spoke about cameras, so we've got 10 camera views. We've got 7 cameras in the vehicle, right?
Okay.
So we've got a front forward-looking camera here, you've got a forward-looking camera at the top of the windshield, you've got your 360 cameras in the mirror, and then your tailgate camera, and then underbody actually has 2 views, a forward-looking camera and a rearward-looking camera. So you can pull that display up on your screen when you're off-roading, and you can look at what you're traversing or what you've just gone over, right?
So 7 cameras produce the 10 camera views.
Correct.
Because some are wide and you can translate stuff,
Correct.
right? Okay.
We'll touch upon the powertrain, so 2.7 liter turbo 4-cylinder, right? Replacing the V6, replacing the diesel that we had. And the story there is we've got the best of both worlds. We've got the power of the V6, we've got the torque of the diesel, and then the bonus is the fuel economy of a 4-cylinder, right?
Yeah.
So the best of both worlds, matched to 8-speed transmission, right? So that whole package, from a calibration point of view, turns this truck into a really, really sweet drive. It's really cool to drive. And when you get that opportunity, you'll experience that. So another unique feature of the AT4X and the Edition 1 is the wheel and tire package. So in the AT4X and Edition 1, the tire package is a 33-inch. All right, so that's up 2 inches from the current truck. Current truck is a maximum of 31-inch.
Okay.
So from a premium off-roading truck point of view, that's a really good thing, right? 33 inches, 17-inch wheel diameter, so lots of tread for off-roading.
Yeah.
The ability to have that. The Edition 1 comes with this beadlock capable wheel. So this is a decorative ring, but you can unbolt the decorative ring and bolt on the actual beadlock carrier. So moving along, rocker protectors, as you'd expect, this is not unique to the Edition 1. This is standard for AT4X and the Edition 1 version. They'll get the rocker protectors.
Okay.
Obviously to protect the underbody when you're in those off-roading conditions, particularly rocky environment, etc. At the rear, it's a wider axle. But the other big news is at the rear is one of the key things our customers spoke to us about was if you guys want to seriously take this into the off-road space, which we want you to do, please relocate the rear shocks, because in the current position, the bottom attachments to the rear shocks hang out in the underbody, right? So we've relocated them outboard of the chassis. So not only is the location of the shock absorbers now outboard, and if you have a look underneath, you'll see how they tuck, the bottom mounts are tucked in under the wheels. Not only do we have that now, but we also have introduced the DSSV Multimatic shocks into the AT4X in the Edition 1.
Nice.
Right? So that's a proven technology that we've had in GM trucks for some time. Right? But we've spent quite a lot of money and time in the pickup bit, because again, customers said to us, this is a lifestyle truck, right? Give us functionality that we're going to be using the bed for stuff. So, for example, we've gone from 4 tie-down hooks to 8, right? Just making the whole process of tying down, making sure your goods are secure, a lot more easier. We've got bed power in there, 110 volt bed power. That's normal, you'd expect. The Edition 1 comes with this flexible cargo bed rail system. So basically, these 2 rails that you can see here can be detached and then swung cross-car. Right?
Oh wow!
Once you swung them cross-car, you can then start attaching, your bikes, bike carriers to it, carriers to it, whatever the case may be.
That's pretty smart. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, smash the like button. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button. Put your questions in the comments and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.